It's completely understandable that months, even years later, echoes of a past love can still resonate deeply within you. A name whispered, a familiar song, or a sudden flashback. These can trigger a cascade of emotions, throwing you back into a state of heightened anxiety or sadness. It's okay to feel overwhelmed, to find yourself wrestling with intense feelings for someone who, perhaps, occupied a much larger space in your heart than they ever did in your life. It's human to yearn for control over your feelings, to wish you could simply decide who evokes such powerful responses within you. But emotions aren't switches to be flicked on or off. They're currents, ebbing and flowing, shaped by our experiences and memories. Feeling of having missed out on other potential connections while focusing on one person is a common one. It can feel like a betrayal, not just by the person you loved, but by your own heart for its unwavering devotion. You might find yourself caught in the narrative of being a victim of caring too much. And while that can feel like a protective shield for your ego, it's important to see the situation more holistically. In most cases, the person you loved did care about you, perhaps deeply. Even if the relationship ultimately couldn't sustain itself, they likely didn't intend to cause you pain. And often, fading feelings and changing circumstances are independent of how much someone wishes for your happiness. While it might feel easier to blame and villainize them, true growth comes from accepting that sometimes, despite genuine affection, relationships simply aren't meant to be. This understanding can lead to a profound sense of loneliness. You are left grappling with their absence while simultaneously wanting the best for them and knowing that forcing things would only cause more hurt. Your loved ones and friends, sharing in your pain, also recognize that this relationship wasn't right for you, and they encourage you to move on. And a part of you, a wise and resilient part, wants to move forward as well. You acknowledge that if it was truly meant to be, it would have happened. Yet you find yourself in this deeply isolated space where everyone desires your healing, your progress, except perhaps the part of your heart that still clings to the memory of what was. You are the last person in the theater, the lights are on, the audience has left, the movie is over, but you remain in your seat, unable or unwilling to accept the finality of it all. But here's something to hold on to. You are not alone in this experience. The poignant ache of unresolved love, the bittersweet nostalgia that tugs at your heartstrings, these are universal human experiences. Look around you, at the people on the bus, on the train, on the street, your friends, your family, the strangers you pass each day. Many of them carry within them their own secret wounds, their own stories of love and loss. They too have wrestled with the absurdity of romantic ideals in the face of a sometimes indifferent world. This shared human condition, this collective experience of heartbreak and longing, can create a sense of connection, a realization that we are all, in some ways, navigating the same tumultuous emotional landscape. Perhaps this is why so many adults carry a certain weariness in their eyes, a quiet humility born of experience, a cautiousness in their words. Perhaps it's not a sign of defeat, but rather a testament to the depth of feeling they have encountered, to the vulnerability they have embraced. The naive hope of traversing the romantic world unscathed is a beautiful one, but life rarely unfolds so cleanly. We are all in some way scathed, marked by the experiences that have shaped us, but we are also together in this. And yes, it's challenging. Moments of potential joy and connection can be unexpectedly disrupted by the ghost of a past love, a person who may have long since moved on. It can feel like a recurring wave, a sudden surge of emotion that forces you to pause, to retreat, to process what you're feeling. It's natural to feel frustrated, to yearn for the simplicity of a time before heartbreak, a time when happiness felt effortless and untainted, like the pure joy of a child unaware of the complexities of the world. First love, or perhaps more accurately, that intensely passionate, all-consuming love, often carries with it a blind innocence. We march forward with unwavering faith, unaware of the precipice that lies ahead. And when we stumble hard, and it can feel impossible to regain our footing. But there is a profound strength to be found in the company of those who have also stumbled, those fellows who loved and dreamers, who despite their own heartaches, continue to rise each day, to go to work, to go on dates, to create, and to connect. They are not necessarily seeking to recapture that lost innocence, that puerile happiness, but rather to prove to themselves and to the world that life goes on, that love, in all its forms, is still possible. We don't necessarily get over the loss of those we love, but we learn to integrate their absence into the fabric of our lives. The marks we carry are not signs of weakness, but rather reminders of our capacity to love deeply, to risk our hearts, and to persevere, even in the face of profound disappointment. And while moments of unadulterated joy may feel rarer now, replaced by a more tempered, grounded sense of happiness, it doesn't mean that those feelings are gone forever. Yes, you carry the weight of experience, the cynicism that can creep in after heartbreak, the temptation to believe that you will never again feel that same intensity of love. You may find yourself drifting back into a feeling of being wronged, anger, the useless narrative of what could have been, the belief that if only you had done things differently, the outcome would have been different. But remember this, no one is responsible for your feelings, and dwelling on the past will only keep you tethered to it. You did your best, and so did they, in their own way. While your heart may continue to whisper that a life without them is worthless, you are not your heart alone. You are a complex system of thoughts, emotions, and experiences. Your heart is not the captain of this voyage. It's a valuable passenger, a source of profound wisdom and intuition, but it's not meant to steer the ship. Consider yourself the explorer, charting a course through the unknown territories of your own life. Destiny, love, reason, wisdom, luck. These are all forces that shape your journey, but you are the one who chooses how to respond to them. You are navigating the unknown, yes, but you are moving forward, toward those lights at the end of the tunnel, trusting that they represent growth and healing, not oncoming trains. With this understanding, you can begin to soften your grip on life, to release the need for control, to embrace the uncertainty of the future. Who is to say what will happen, who you will meet, where you are heading? All you know is that now, when you experience moments of happiness, they carry a certain weight, a depth of appreciation that comes from having known both joy and sorrow. The memories of the past will always be there, tucked away in the recesses of your mind, but they don't have to define you. Despite the pain, despite the scars, life is still worth living. And it's an extraordinary testament to the human spirit that so many of us, without sharing a word, go through this same experience of loss and longing, and still choose to keep going, still choose to embrace life, still choose to love again in all its forms, including the most important form of love, the love we have for ourselves. You are not alone in this. Embrace this journey, and remember to be kind to yourself.